And the light brace is used, as it sort of describes in the name, when you're doing a light activity. So in the part one, when we talked about what a brace is, we talked about putting the fingers in the abdominals, and then we sort of push them out with the muscles. So we've got solid muscles there, and we're holding it nice and tight. Now, with this weight here, I don't need a heavy brace. I don't really need to hold my body, because it's just an 8 kilo weight. But if I've got instability in my spine, then what I don't want to be doing is I don't want to be sloppy. I don't just want to be walking up to it and picking it up. Because if there's instability in there, if I've just had an episode of lower back pain, then I'm probably going to need to use a brace. So there are times when you're more likely to use it and times when you're less likely to use it. We also need to talk about the neutral spine as well when we use it, because it's more effective to brace the abdominals with a neutral spine, but we can brace it with a flexed spine. And there are grades to it. So with regards to this lightweight, what I need to be able to do with this lightweight is obviously I need to be able to pick it up. Now as I've mentioned, I don't need to use that big heavy brace, which is going to come when I use the big 220 kilos here. So with this weight, all I need to be able to do is I need to first of all get the weight close to me, or as close as I can get to it, because that's going to keep the lever down, which is going to help my lower back. What we're then going to do is we're then just going to put on a light brace. So again, I can talk, I can just feel my abs, they're tight. I'm not straining, but I can feel that they're on. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to tip forward, and I'm going to pick the weight up. That light brace is going to it'll give my lower back the protection that it needs. And it'll be exactly the same. Now again, I don't have to tip forward, so this is known as the golfer's tip. I don't have to always lift like that. I can lift like that, so I can hinge at my hips, but again, I'm just lightly bracing. That just holds everything in place and allows me to do it. Now, with a lighter weight, it is more okay. It's not necessarily okay to do it, because that depends, but it's more okay to lift with a flex spine, because again, it's not going to do as much damage. But what's going to help it is if we go into the flex posture and if we brace our abdominals and then lift. So if we have that light brace with a flex spine, is going to be more helpful than just having the flex spine. Obviously, if we can maintain the neutral posture, then that's going to be even more advantageous again, because that's going to have the low back muscles working as well, and the abdominals to help support the area. When we go into this position, we've got the abdominal brace at the front, but we kind of lose the muscles at the back as well. So again, a lot of people try to pigeonhole me and say, you're too pro neutral spine. I'm about using neutral spine at the right time. I'm about using the abdominal brace at the right time, for the right person, in the right way, for the right object, for the right lift. So at times you can flex your spine. At times you want to keep neutral. At times you can have more laxity in your abdominals. If you were just going down and picking a pen up off the floor, you may not even use a brace, because it's just a pen off the floor. But if you had a low back episode the morning, then you may need to use an abdominal brace. So again, there's 1,000,001 scenarios in which you may or may not use it, but if we can be person specific, i.e. you specific, then you'll understand when you need to be using a light brace and you need to be using a heavy brace, or when you can flex your spine or when you can't flex your spine. So what we're now going to do is we're going to move on to the heavy brace with the 220s.